Hi, good afternoon to you amazing people. Welcome back to my channel, DLG Reppin, and I'm going to be bringing you my review of Arsenal away game against Liverpool. Or should I say Arsenal's trip to Liverpool. It ended Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. Now, there was some refereeing controversial. Now, for me, that elbow by Mane, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. It's a fact. Mane could have been sent off for that on another day, on another game. Now, he's battling with Tierney. He's got to the ball before Tierney, and he leaves his left arm flailing in the face of Kieran Tierney. Now, the referee bottled it for me. I believe it was a red card, without a matter of fact. But however, ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, how have you been today? I know I've been good, except the result, but there you go. That's the nature of football. I'm going to bring you my player ratings, including the subs, the manager, and the ref. So, my review on the game. Yeah, as I was saying, Mane, he left his left arm out, and the referee didn't go to the VAR monitor and analysed it. Why? I will not know. He got a yellow card for it. And then he stays on to score the equaliser after we took the lead through Alexander Lacazette through a mistake by Andy Robertson. And then a minute later, we self-destruct and we could see the equaliser. And that summed up our whole game. We allowed Liverpool too much space on the ball, too much respect, and, well, they were first to the first, second, and third ball. They outplayed us. They outbattled us and outfought us all over that pitch. And yes, they are the champions, but I felt we could have expressed ourselves on the ball and kept more composure with the ball. Off the ball, we couldn't get near Liverpool. Let's be real. And the battle was lost in midfield by a country mile. And that performance in the midfield alone tells you that we need Partey and Aouar in the midfield. We can't get one or the other. That's not the statement we want to make. We want to make a statement to the rest of the Premier League that we are capable of getting two top quality signings in the midfield. Because if we go and depend on El Neni and Xhaka for the rest of the season, they are only going to let you down at some point. They will let you down. And we will lose points. And I mean 3 points. That game against Liverpool, first half, we couldn't get near them. Second half, despite Lacazette having 2 opportunities, he should have scored one of the 2 opportunities, and he fluffed his chances. What can I say? I'm gonna go into the player ratings in a minute. The whole game was just dreadful from start to finish. For me, we was just second best, and you can see why Liverpool are levels and levels above us. We are far behind Liverpool in that respect. We need signings, and the midfield needs to be adjusted. And we can't even get rid of certain players. We're struggling to sell the deadwood that we have. So I'm gonna do my player ratings, and looking from the formation we played, 3-4-3. Excuse me. So Starting off with Bird Leno. Now, I've read an article from Tony Adams stating that Leno's not a top 4 goalkeeper. I think he's a little bit harsh because if his last manager who brought him into the club, Emery, did not fuck up at home to Crystal Palace when we had 8 remaining league games left and momentum was on our side, we would have made a top 4. Leno has been one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. For me, he is a top 4 goalkeeper. So, Mr. Tony Adams, whether you're watching or not, back up what you're saying. And why is he not a top 4 goalkeeper? All right, he has his frailties. One of them, command in his box. Another one, crosses. How he deals with crosses. You know, he's got to show more presence when he commands his box. I go along with that. But as a goalkeeper overall, he's one of the best in the goal. He's one of the best in the Premier League. Last night, marks out of 10. None of the goals were his fault. None of them could have been his fault. For me, well, I'm going to have to give him I'm going to score him a 6 out of 10. The back 3. Like the way I said that, no, I'm only joking. The back 3. Rob Holding. Not one of his better games. He was so wasteful he was wasteful on the ball, whether he had space or whether he was pressured. And for me, he wasn't too bad, but not the best. Definitely not the best. I'm going to score him a 5. David Luiz. For me, too many wasted long balls. He gave away a dangerous pass in our own, well, near our own 18-yard area, and then it led to a goal. For me, not one of his better games. He's going to have a 5. Tierney, possibly one of the poorest games he's had. I know he's just come back from injury, but for me, he looked off the pace a bit. You know, he didn't look 100% fit. He didn't look 100% fit. I thought he was a bit off the pace. I mean, he tried getting forward on the left-hand side with Maitland-Niles, but to no avail. I'm going to give him a 4.5. The wing-backs, Bellerin, he has a 1, and I'll tell you why. First goal, Leno makes a good save. He parries it. Leno makes a good save, but Bellerin did not read the situation. Now, I look at the first goal, I think he's aware of Mane, and then he loses him. How can he lose him? He's aware of Mane's threat, and he loses him for a split second. Mane has an easy tap in because Bellerin did not suss out the danger. He reacts to it. He has not identified where the danger is coming from. So he gets the mark I've given him, and that's a 1. And the second goal, I'm definitely blaming Bellerin. When the cross comes in, Rob Holding's jumping, and if Rob Holding is jumping to clear that header, obviously he didn't reach him, but Bellerin, he left Robertson too much space, and before Bellerin can react, it's 2-1. For me, Bellerin should have been a lot tighter on Robertson. He drifts inside near Rob Holding, trying to I don't know what he's trying to do. Rob Holding had Mane marked. There was no way Mane was going to beat Rob Holding in the air if the ball landed to Rob Holding. It was not going to happen. Because if that was the case, Rob Holding would have had it cleared out. But Bellerin left Robertson with acres of space for me. That's poor defending, concentration, positioning. At what level? For me, he's got to be sold. 1 for Bellerin, end of. Maitland-Niles, 4. I didn't see enough of him going forward. And when he did go forward with a good ball by David Luiz, that's one of his better balls in that game. Maitland-Niles' first touch was shocking. Utterly shocking. That's the touch. That's the first touch in the first half when he was put in by David Luiz, and his touch was awful, very awful. He gets a 4. In the midfield, right? Granit Xhaka, 2. Just simply not good enough. The game passed him by. He was slow. No, I shouldn't give him that. I shouldn't rate him that low. Maybe a 4. Just not good enough. Still, same way. Game passed him by. He was sloppy with his passing. Sloppy when he had the ball. Took too much time on the ball for me, as he always does. And that's because of his mobility. Now, I'm going to mark him a 3, Granit Xhaka. 3 for Granit Xhaka, by the way. Correction. El-Neni, I could see he was trying he's trying to play. But for me, he just didn't do enough for me in that game. I really didn't think he did enough for me in that game. And he's another one where the game passed him by. And you can see he's not on the levels of Thomas Partey. He's not on the levels... Him and Xhaka are not on the levels of Thomas Partey and the other defensive midfielders that I've seen in this league. So for me, he has a 4, El-Neni. The front 3. Willian, he worked as hard as he did. And for me, he was the only one trying to make something happen. I think he did try. He was one of the better players. So he gets a 3. No, he gets a 5.5 for effort. On the other side of the front 3, Aubameyang missing, completely missing. He couldn't get into the game in the first half. And for me, he didn't track back enough as well. Not as much as he would have liked to. He just couldn't get into the game. And yes, there's no creativity in the midfield for him. He looked like he was lost, and overall, not his best game again at Anfield. He has a 3. Like I said, he got the goal against the run of play. He did his best to hold the ball up, but there were times where his control was poor. But other than that, nothing special, obviously. Nothing good. I'm giving them a 4. Right, the substitutions. Eddie Nketiah. As always, he always chases defenders down. Works his socks off as hard as he can. But I'm not going to mark him down. Nicolas Pepe he had absolutely zero impact in the game. Just absolute zero impact. I didn't see anything from him, really, that he was going to cause a threat. And he's come on for Willian. I'll just have to mark him down as a 3, just because of the lack of impact. Ceballos, on the other hand, I'll mark him a bit higher. I'm going to give him a 6 because he come on, he did more in the space of 15 minutes or 10 minutes than what Xhaka and El-Neni did in an entire 80 and 90 minutes. For me, he gets a 6. I mean, he created a key chance for, like I said, that was the second effort that he missed. And, he showed a bit of confidence on the ball. And that's what we need from a number 10, really. But Ceballos is not that number 10. He's a guy who plays from deep. So I'm going to give him a 6. So that's my substitutions done and the players. Now, manager, Mikel Arteta. the way we set up was, for the simple fact is, we couldn't play a back four against that Liverpool attack. Well, he he picked he had two players who should have started for me, Ceballos and Gabriel. I don't understand why Gabriel never started this game. I really don't. I would have started with Gabriel, and I would have found a way to accommodate Saliba. I would have gone with Saliba, Gabriel, and Lewis in the middle. I just don't understand why he went with Rob Holding. He went without Gabriel, and he went without Ceballos. For me, the formation overall was set up too defensive for me, and there were times we were deep. Mikel Arteta, we've got love for you, but you're going to have a 5. As for the referee, he can have fuck all for me. Sweet fuck all. You bottled it. Liverpool's third goal, for me, Luiz was at fault for. I do understand that. But Diego Jota may have handballed it as he was trying to control it on his fight. He may have handballed it. But for me, there's no excuses for you, referee. You bottled it. You can have sweet fuck all for me. So that includes the player ratings. That includes the player ratings along with the subs, manager, and that ref. So for me, we move on to the next game. This will not hinder our opportunity of finishing in the top 4 or attempting to finish in the top 4 this season. But what this tells me is, Stan Kroenke, if you or any of the hierarchy in the boardroom were watching, you need to back Mikel Arteta. We can all see what Mikel Arteta is trying to do. We all know that Mikel Arteta does not want to play the 3-4-3. He wants to play a 4-3-3. But he hasn't got the quality in the midfield to help the defence, meaning the back 4. You have to back this manager. You got 6 days and counting to bring in Partey and Hassan Oua. No excuses. Bring them in. Help us. Put your hands in your fucking pocket for once. That's my rant at you. Other than that, I'll be back on Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, and I will be doing a preview of Liverpool v Arsenal again, but this time the Carabao Cup. So it's a case of the reserves and kids against the reserves and kids of Liverpool. So I'll see you all later. Have a good day, and I'll be back this evening. Thank you.